Before we start, I want to take a moment to reflect on this question. Think of a time in your childhood that defined who you are today. What is it? For me, childhood was shaped by community, by people who weren't just family by blood, but family by bond. I grew up in a place where every meal, every story, every Sunday sermon had meaning beyond the moment. It was a lesson, a foundation, a thread that bound our identities together. But no matter where you grew up, we all have defining childhood times. Maybe it was a tradition your family passed down. Maybe, or maybe not, it was the way your parents showed love, or grandparents, or not. Or maybe it was a small experience that shaped the way you see the world today. Those moments, those lessons, they stay with us. The passage I'm about to read takes place in Douala, Cameroon. As the day started in Douala, my life was about to change in ways I couldn't imagine. The people who raised me had set the stage for everything to come. Our home was filled with stories and lessons that will guide me as I step into a world that was beginning to shift around me. My journey begins in Cameroon, a country rich in heritage and diversity in West Africa, just below the equator, often called Africa in miniature. It includes a variety of climates such as coastline, deserts, mountains, and rainforests and savannas. This land is home to many ethnic groups and languages, making it unique. Douala, the largest city and economic capital, is the coastal metropolis and a key getaway. It plays an essential role in Central Africa, trade and culture, highlighting strategic importance. The bustling market was filled with vendors, clamoring for attention, and customers engaged in relentless negotiation while the tempting aroma of grilled fish and sweet plantains filled the air. The nearby Atlantic Sea added a salty breeze to the experience. People love dole, a grain stew made from leafy vegetables and served with plantain or rice. Puff puff, a popular snack with a crispy exterior and the sweet interior, seem to be sold at every tent. Delicious skewers of grilled soya, coated in spicy sauce, sizzled at string stand, and the aroma of roasted cob on a cob. Scents the atmosphere. Even the rain added a refreshing odor on humid days. My mother, Mart, and her siblings live in a small, steel-supported ranch-style house elevated to avoid frequent flooding. The wooden walls were rotten weak, and the floor resembled damaged pavement full of holes. The aluminum roof, long past its prime, showed water to step through the entire house during spring storms. My grandmother Sane, my grandfather Mahand, and their 5 children, Babulek, Regine, Dieudonné, Annette, and Mart, stayed in that home. During frequent rainfalls, Mart and Babulek and Annette will scramble with buckets expertly catching and disposing of water, a routine they had mastered. My grandmother often shared memories describing life before I was born. Kara, my grandmother will say to me, her eyes persistent as reliving the memories. We used to run around with those buckets trying to keep the house from flooding. But those days were tough. I could still hear her voice continue. One night, the heavy rain felt like the sky had opened. We moved from one area to another, trying to keep the water at bay. But despite it all, we found a moment to laugh and stay close-knit. We were determined to make it through, and we did. In the cultural fabric, this includes a range of faiths, beliefs, Mahan's responsibilities extended beyond his family.